popular trends and topics right now. In the last 20 years, Turkish children's literature have changed a lot. When I first became an editor 10 years ago, the market was generally dominated with translations from the UK and the US. But now it is safe to say that it is 50% translations from all over the world, like Flemish, Swedish, Portuguese, and many different languages. And also 50% productions of Turkish authors and illustrators. And this is generally due to how the world became a more global place. Now the authors and illustrators have the chance to visit international book fairs, follow global trends. So it is easier for them to have being inspired and following all the different languages and different children's books authors. So let me share my screen with you and show you some of the best-selling and awarded children's books that we are representing.
I do. Okay.
Can you see the screen right now?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I want to start by telling you this title is written and illustrated by Feridun Oral, who is one of the most well-known Turkish children's book, picture book artists. And as we have seen in the previous presentation, he is also a nominee of Astrid Lindgren Memorial Award that we have seen in Angela's presentation just now. And this book is called Different But the Same. It is a story that introduces disabilities to children through the eyes of animals. Let me show you some of the pages. So in the book, this shepherd is our main character, and he has a herd of sheep and goats. But one of the baby goats is born with back legs that are not functioning properly, so it is disabled. But the shepherd, the creative shepherd, comes up with the idea of creating this special device that will help the goat to walk and hop around like the other goats. So here is the device that he has made. So thanks to this special thing, the goat is naughty and catching chickens like all the other goats. And through the end of the story, we see how it grows up and becomes a mother even. So a very sweet way to introduce children to disabilities, disabled people. And this title was chosen as the best picture book of the year by the Turkish İBİ, which is the most important award that is given to children's books in Turkey. And it has been translated into many different languages. Feridun Oral has been translated a lot. He has almost he has almost 20 different translations to different languages and 70 editions of different kind of translations of his books. The next title I want to show you, I see a naughty little kid over there.
Yes.
So let me show you the next title. This one is called My Mother's Bag. And the reason I chose this title is because this has been a long time best-selling title in terms of picture books in the Turkish market. Sara Şahin Kanat is one of the most well-known picture book authors. And this book is about the loving relationship between mothers and their children. And let me show you the pages. So on that day, the mother and her two children are visiting the playground. And her little girl is always thinking that, oh, my mother has a magical bag that has everything in it. When they get sweaty and need to change their t-shirt, the mother takes out the t-shirt from her bag. And then when they hurt themselves, she takes out a band-aid to cover up the injury. So the girl thinks, oh, it's a magical bag, and she has the world in it. This is in fact how the mothers go out every day, because they need to be cautious and check out everything that their child might need. By the end of the story, we see that she takes out a book for them to read, and then sandwiches when they get hungry. Then they go on a boat that the engine breaks down, and the mother turns the bag into a magical sail so that the boat reaches the shore. And at the end of the story, the girl says, oh, it was not the bag that was magical. It is my mother who is thinking everything, who is thinking for us and being cautious and helping us all day long. This title has been, like I told, a best-selling title, and it is also very famous on Mother's Day. And because of the huge success of this title, it has been sold over 200,000 copies in the time that it has been published. Because it was so successful, they also prepared a sequel for fathers, and this time it's called The Father's Blanket. Fathers were jealous of the success of the book, so they wanted a title of their own. So this is basically about that. And the next book I want to, if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer because it's a long list.
Oh, I have one question. What about, do you practice co-publishing?
It's not really common in the Turkish market about co-publishing because we don't generally print the books in China like the other big US and UK publishers. We generally print the books in Turkey. It's not generally something that we practice. Do publishers in Uzbekistan generally prefer co-publishing?
No, I think in Uzbekistan we can't print so colorful books, and maybe we can print in Turkey or China.
Well, it could be possible to print in Turkey. There are several big printing houses, and for example,
yes.
Some publishers from Azerbaijan that we work in, and also in Greece, prefer to print the books in Turkey, in Ankara, and have them delivered to their own country. So that's basically something that we can do, of course.
Okay.
The next title I want to show you is called My Grandmother's Photos. And this one is also a picture book about introducing the loss of a grandparent to children. In the book, this little boy is our main character, and the little boy's grandmother has Alzheimer's disease. She cannot remember the past very well. So the little boy takes out all the old black and white photos to that lady. And in the book, they travel to the times of the childhood of this old lady. And we see how she was playing with her friends. And then she opens up a tailor shop. So the little boy is living the memories of this old lady. And by the end of the book, the little boy and the grandmother visits the grandmother's wedding day. So boy sees her grandfather for the first time because grandfather has passed away long ago. And his grandmother now says that I need to stay here in this wedding, and you need to go back home and collect your own photos, collect your own memories. So we understand in a sad way that the grandmother has passed away and it is time for the child to move on. So in a very hopeful and optimistic way, the book introduces death to children. And the boy now hangs all the old photos of her grandmother and takes photos of his own memories, collects his own memories, and says goodbye to his grandmother like this. This title was translated by Amazon US into English. that's why I wanted to add this title too, because it has been very successful in our meetings, online meetings. So the next title I want to show you is called A Fantastic Kite. And this one is written by a very famous picture book author called Tülin Kozikoğlu had graduated from psychology department, and she's very famous with her best-selling books on introducing emotions to children. And this book is one of her relatively new titles called A Fantastic Kite. And it is about introducing children the difference between wants and needs. Today, we buy things excessively. We buy all the new clothes and all new toys that we don't need, but we just want to buy it and consume a lot. So the book is basically introducing children shopping and consumption habits. The little girl, our main character, Tiana, wants to buy a new kite, a very colorful kite, but her mother says she has kites of all different colors at home and that she doesn't need to buy a new kite. But the little girl Tiana wants to buy it so bad, and she has this magical wand that grants her wishes. And she waves the wand and wants to change her mother's mind and wants to decide, wants to make her mother buy that kite that she wants. But things turn upside down, and the mother turns into a needy child that wants all the things that she sees. So when they go into a restaurant, the mother turns into a naughty kid and wants to order all the foods on the menu. And then she wants to buy all different kinds of clothes that she has seen. So in a quite humorous way, the book turns the little girl into the shoes of the mother and the mother into a child. So by the end of the story, we understand, the girl understands the importance between buying something that you want and buying something because you need it. And then she decides not to buy that fantastic kite that she has seen because she has all different kinds of kites at home. This one has also been a best-selling title because it's a theme that's not told very much in picture books. Would you have any questions that?
Okay, you can continue, and in the end, we have questions. We ask questions.
So the next title I want to show you is called I Have a Fever. This one has been popular this year, a best-selling title this year because of the pandemic situation that we are in. The book is not exactly about the pandemic or the COVID virus that we are experiencing right now, but it is about the flu season. In the book, it is the flu season, and all the children, all the students in the school have starting to sneeze, cough, and they are having runny noses. And the book tells all the very big things that children need to do when they get ill. So cover up your mouth when you're sneezing, wash your hands regularly. So all the things that we have been listening to a lot this year, actually. And our main character, this little boy, also becomes sick and goes back home. And in a humorous way, it tells, it has such a runny nose that it turns into a river Nile. And by the end of the story, all the other members of the family is also sick, which is just the same case whenever somebody gets sick. It passes to all the other family members. So this one is a good title to read with your kids whenever they are sick, and it is important to teach them, show them all these basic things that they can do in order for them not to become sick. And the next title I want to talk to you about is called The Doors of Sekoyana. And these are all the picture books that I wanted to show you. And other than now, I have novels and picture chapter books that I wanted to show you. In the last couple of years, children's books on the themes of nature, protecting our world, has become very popular in Turkey and also in all around the world. And this one is a very good example of protecting nature about this trend. The Doors of Sekoyana was chosen for the White Ravens catalog that is arranged by the library that we have also seen in previous presentation. In the book, it is about a little child that has to spend her summer holiday in a little hut in the middle of a forest. But in this cabin, in this small house, there is no electricity, so the child cannot use her tablet, her cell phone, and even the bedroom is not in the house. He has to go outside. So at first, he is very bored. He doesn't want to stay in this cabin. He wants to go back home and turn to his computer games and cell phone. But then he learns how to listen to the sounds of the nature, to understand animals, trees, and listen to the sound of the wind. And it is a very nice title and nice adventure to introduce children to respect and understand the nature that they are living in. So this one is basically about that. The next title I want to show you is also a title about nature. This one is a non-fiction title and it is called The Nature Detectives. And the reason I wanted to show you this title is because it has been a best-selling title among schools. Teachers love this title and they want to read this title with their students because it introduces 15 weeks of different activities that students can do in order to protect nature and to preserve, to stop global warming and pollution. So the activities in the books includes activities like, for example, for 1 week, the students are asked to stop using plastic bags. And in the next week, the author asks for them to use rechargeable batteries instead of normal batteries. So after these 15 weeks of activities, the students have a better idea about global warming, about air pollution, water pollution, and how to protect, preserve nature in a better way. The next title I want to show you is called Mom Grew a Mustache. This one is a very funny title and it is written by Fatih Erdoğan. Fatih Erdoğan is one of the most famous children's book authors in Turkey. He has given his many years in this children's book literature. Many generations have been reading his books. I also read his book when I was a child. And he was nominated to Astrid Lindgren Memorial Awards for 3 times in 2016, 17, and 19. And this title is about gender equality and about the roles in a family. So the mother of our family is our main character, and she's complaining to the other people in her family, saying that she cannot get a promotion at work, and she thinks that this is because she's not a man. She says, maybe if I had a mustache and pretended to be a man, I will be more successful at work and I will get this promotion that I want. So in a very funny way, the author introduces the concept of we treating each gender equally and how it affects the lives of women, and also introduces the concept of misogyny to little kids. This one has been translated into Chinese and Mongolian and recently into Korean. The last title I want to show you is called Savage Things. This book is also about nature, but it is for 10 plus, so there is no illustrations in it, just simple symbolic illustrations and all text. Savage Things have been chosen as the best children's novel of 2019. And it is about this old lady that we see on the cover of the book. And the book is about how this old lady, how the world has changed throughout the life of this old lady. She doesn't leave her apartment building and she has these binoculars to look outside the street. And in the novel, strange things begin to happen. All of a sudden, deers and wild boars appear on the streets of the city. And the author asks the readers this question about who is more savage. Is it animals or humans, by taking up the living spaces of all these animals, by building these concrete buildings and leaving no place for animals. So it's a very nice book for 10 plus children, and it's also for young adults as well. So that's basically all the titles that I wanted to show you. Thank you all for listening, and this is my email address if you want to contact me. I would be happy to answer your questions if you have any questions.
Кто-нибудь из наших участников хочет задать вопрос? Я переведу, если что. Thank you for your presentation. I'm glad to see your books, very colorful and very interesting, very beautiful. I just wanted to touch and read offline. I hope that Uzbek publisher will cooperate with Kalem Agency because you have very beautiful books. And thank you for your participation. My colleagues haven't any question.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me. I hope I can visit Tashkent Book Festival in person next year.
Yes.
I will show you the books for you to touch and read it next time.
And we will take part in Istanbul Book Fest, yes, in August or July?
I think this year it will be around between April and July.
Oh. Okay.
Hope everything will be better by then.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Stay safe and have a lovely new year. Bye.
You too. Thank you.